Not sure if this is for you, but if you're thinking about selling in Little Rock or anywhere else around Central Arkansas, I want you to hear this before you make up your mind on price, prep, or timing. Just out of curiosity, how certain are you that your home is ready for the market? Not emotionally ready, not we cleaned the kitchen once and lit a candle ready, actually ready. Because the market will tell you the truth, and it's not going to be gentle about it. Most sellers do not fail because the market is impossible. They fail because the strategy is lazy. And let's price it high and see what happens is not a strategy. That is a wish-wearing cologne. I deal with this constantly in Little Rock, in Central Arkansas. A seller calls me and says, "Andrew, I want top dollar." Good, I want that too. I'm not allergic to money. Then we have to talk about what top dollar actually requires. And that's pricing, preparation, presentation, access, feedback, and a willingness to listen to the market before the market hurts your feelings. I was just in a seller conversation recently where the house had real potential, but the owners were focused on what they wanted the house to be worth. And I get it. Sellers are not robots. You remember birthday parties in that kitchen? You remember Christmas mornings in that living room? You remember the money you spent, the projects you did, and life that happened there. But buyers do not pay extra because your memories are in the walls. Buyers pay for value, condition, location, presentation, and confidence. So today, I'm breaking down the 5 reasons sellers fail in the Little Rock market and what to do instead. This applies across Little Rock, West Little Rock, Bryant, Benton, Maumelle, North Little Rock, Sherwood, Cabot, Conway, and all the surrounding Central Arkansas market. The market is not the same as frenzy years. Buyers are more careful. Payments matter more. Insurance matters. Repairs matter. Presentation matters. You can absolutely still sell well, but you have to respect the market instead of trying to bully it with hope. I'm Andrew Gresham with Keller Williams Realty. Welcome to the channel. If you've been following so far, you already know what we're talking about. Real estate, Arkansas, everything in between. Let's get into it. Like, follow, and subscribe. Smash those buttons. Now let's get into it. Reason number 1. People price against their feelings instead of their competition. In those pricing conversations, I ask sellers, what makes you say that number? Sometimes the answer is a neighbor. Sometimes it's Zillow. Sometimes it's what they need for that next house. Sometimes it's just hope in a nice shirt. I'm not judging it. I'm trying to understand it. Then I usually say, would it help if we looked at what buyers are actually choosing right now? Because if we can compare your home against active, pending, and sold competition, will you be open-minded about where the market is really pointing? Your home is not competing against your memories. It is competing against active listings, pending homes, recent sales, and the buyer's monthly payment. This is where sellers get in trouble. They price based on what they need, what they want, what a neighbor said, what they saw online, or what one house listed for. But listed is not sold. Listed is somebody's opinion. Sold is the market telling the truth. I had a seller conversation recently where the number they had in mind was not crazy because they were trying to be difficult. It came from real life. They had improvements, moving costs, a next home in mind, and a number that would make the whole plan feel better. And I understand that. But the market does not sit at the closing table and say, you know what, Andrew? Their next move is expensive. Let's all chip in. The market only respects evidence. In Little Rock and Central Arkansas, pricing has to account for area, condition, updates, layout, lot size, school conversations, days on market, current competition, and buyer demand. A home in the Heights is not priced the same way a home in West Little Rock. A renovated midtown home is not the same as a dated home nearby. A Bryant home and a Maumelle home may attract different buyers. A house with great updates, but a weird layout, may need a different strategy than a clean, simple, easy to understand home. The launch matters. The first 2 weeks are not a practice round. They are the main stage. That is when serious buyers are watching. That is when saved searches fire off. That is when agents notice the listing. If you launch too high, buyers do not always negotiate. Sometimes they'll just ignore you. And that silence is expensive. A strong pricing strategy does not mean giving the house away. It means positioning the home where serious buyers see value and feel urgency. There is a difference between leaving money on the table and chasing a fantasy number until the listing gets stale. My job is to tell you the truth before the market tells you in a more painful way. Number 2. They underprepare because they think buyers will overlook things. I'm guessing most sellers haven't gotten around to seeing their home the way buyers see it. That's normal. You live there. You know which light switch is weird, which door sticks, and which closet needs a prayer and a helmet. Buyers do not have that context. They just see questions. Before you make your mind up and say they can just overlook that, ask this. How would you feel if the buyer used that one thing to justify offering less? Because that is exactly what happens. The good news is a lot of preparation problems are fixable before they cost you money. Today's buyers are cautious. They are looking at payment, interest rates, insurance, repairs, and how much cash they will need after closing. That means obvious issues feel bigger than they used to. I just recently walked through a seller's home where the bones were good. It was good layout. It was great location. It had real potential, but the little things were stacking up. Clutter, dark rooms, tired paint, a yard that looked like it had resigned, and a few repairs that were easy to ignore if you lived there every single day. That is the problem. Sellers stop seeing their own house clearly. You walk past the same scuffed baseboard for 5 years, and eventually your brain files it under normal. Buyers see it in 4 seconds and immediately wonder what else was ignored. That question costs you money. If the house smells bad, photographs are dark, it has pet damage, stained ceilings, old carpet, broken fixtures, dirty vents, cluttered counters, or landscape that looks like it just lost a fight with July, buyers will discount it, and they may not politely tell you. They will just leave and buy something else. Preparation does not always mean a full remodel. And I'm not telling everybody to rip out the kitchen and start living at Home Depot like it's a second home. Sometimes preparation means deep cleaning, decluttering, paint touch-ups, improved lighting, minor repairs, fresh mulch, pressure washing, professional photos, and making the house feel easy to say yes to. One of the most honest things I can tell sellers is this: buyers are looking for reasons to feel safe. They want confidence. When a home feels clean, cared for, and ready, buyers relax. When it feels ignored, buyers start building a repair list in their head. And that repair list grows faster than a Razorbacks fan blood pressure in the fourth quarter. Your job before listing is to remove as many doubts as possible. Hey guys, it's Andrew. As much as I love making these videos, there's just one thing I love more, and that's helping families and people from all over the U.S. make the move here to Central Arkansas. I've helped countless families make the move, so whether you're coming out next week, next month, or even next year, don't hesitate to reach out. My contact information is right here on the screen and linked in the description in case you missed the on-screen pop-up. I look forward to helping you and your family make the move to Central Arkansas. Number 3. They market the house like square footage is a story. There are 2 types of listings. Listings that report facts and listings that create desire. Facts matter. Bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, all of that matters. But if that is the whole story, then the listing is basically a DMV form with granite countertops. When I market a house, I'm asking, what is the experience here? What does the home make easier? Who is the buyer? And what would make them say, I need to see that house? If we can answer why this house, why this location, and why now, then the marketing starts doing real work. Bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage are facts. They're not the whole story. A strong listing explains why the home matters, why this house, why this location, why now. I had this come up recently as well on a listing conversation. The seller knew the basics: beds, baths, square footage, updates. That's important. But the reason somebody buys a home is usually more emotional and more practical than that. They buy because the commute works, the backyard feels private, the kitchen fits their family, the bonus room solves a problem, the neighborhood feels right, the home is close to UAMS or Baptist or Children's Hospital, downtown, trails, restaurants, schools, shopping, or commute routes. It's the lifestyle that sells it. A West Little Rock home may sell convenience. A Hillcrest home may sell character and walkability. Riverdale may sell restaurant access and river proximity. Bryant may sell suburban function. Conway may sell standalone community. Maumelle may sell trails and planned living. Sherwood, North Little Rock may sell access, value, and variety. If the listing copy just says 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, must see, congratulations, you have described half the internet. That's not marketing, that's a label. And look, I know some people think listing descriptions do not matter. They do. Photos get attention, but words create the context. Video creates connection. The right marketing helps a buyer understand why the home fits their life. This is why I want to talk about the stuff buyers actually care about. Where do they drink coffee in the morning? Where does the dog go? Where does the family gather? What problem does the home solve? What makes the location easier? What makes your daily life better? Your house is not just a box with a roof. It is somebody's future routine. Good marketing should make that routine easy to imagine. Reason number 4. They make showings difficult. I get it. Showings are inconvenient. You have dogs, kids, work, dishes, laundry, and maybe one room that looks like Amazon lost a fight in there. Don't worry. Most sellers are living real life, not a furniture showroom. But what happens next if buyers cannot get in? They move on. That's it. They do not send a sympathy card. They do not say, bless your hearts, let's rearrange our whole weekend. They go see the easier house. So before the launch, you have 3 options. Build a showing plan, limit access and accept the risks, or wait until you can make the home easier to show. I understand sellers have real lives, kids, pets, work, cleaning, laundry, dishes, schedules, and that one closet everyone uses as a crime scene for Amazon boxes. Showing a home is inconvenient. I am not going to pretend that it's fun. Nobody wakes up excited to make their house spotless so a stranger can walk through, open the pantry, and judge their cereal choices. But if buyers cannot see it, buyers cannot buy it. I had a seller situation recently where the home was solid, but the showing instructions were making it harder than it needed to be. Limited windows, hard to manage pets, short availability, and a schedule that made buyers work too hard. I get the reasons. Life is life. But the market does not pause because your Tuesday is messy. The launch window matters. You want as many qualified buyers through as possible while the listing is fresh. Too many restrictions can quietly kill the momentum. 24-hour notice, unavailable weekends, confusing access instructions, pets that require a 3-person tactical operation, or only allowing showings between 1:12 and 1:47 p.m. on a Wednesday can cause buyers to just move on. Before you list, build a showing plan. Where do the dogs go? How fast can the house be ready? What times are easiest? Can you create extra flexibility for the first 2 weekends? Can you leave the house in a show-ready condition without turning your life into a hostage negotiation? This is especially important with buyers who are relocating or have limited time. If they're in town for 1 weekend and your house is not available, guess what? They're not coming back. They may buy the easier house. That may not be fair, but it is real. Reason number 5. They ignore market feedback until it gets expensive. This is where sellers have to stay in the game. If we get online views but no showings, that tells us something. If we get showings but no offers, that tells us something. If 3 agents mention the same objection, that is not noise. That is the market raising its hand like a favor. Please listen before this gets expensive. When feedback comes in, I like to ask, how important is it to you that we sell versus prove the original plan was right? That question stings a little bit, but it helps. The market is not attacking you. It is giving us information. Enough waiting around, hoping the next buyer ignores what the last 5 buyers noticed. The market will tell you the truth. You just have to be open to listen before it gets painful. If you get showings but no offers, buyers may be objecting to the condition, maybe the layout, the smell, certain updates, the location, or perceived value. If agents keep repeating the same concern, that is not noise. That is proper feedback. I just had a conversation today where the feedback was consistent. Not mean, not emotional, just consistent. Buyers like parts of the home, but they kept hesitating around the same issue. That is when a seller has a choice. Adjust or argue. Arguing with the market is exhausting because the market does not argue back. It just ignores you. The mistake sellers make is waiting too long. They say, let's give it more time, when the data is already clear. Time alone does not fix a bad price, a weak presentation, hard showings, or an unresolved buyer objection. It just makes the listing older. The best sellers respond quickly. They do not panic, they adjust. That may mean a price improvement, better photos, improved staging, a repair, a cleaning issue, a showing adjustment, or a stronger marketing angle. Market feedback is not personal. It's just information. I know it can feel personal because it's your home. Somebody says the paint is dated, and it feels like they just insulted your grandmother. But buyers are not trying to hurt your feelings. They are trying to decide if the home makes sense for their money. Use the feedback. Do not marry your first plan just because it was your first plan. A good strategy should move with the market. So before you list, ask yourself, what do I understand about my competition? What is my experience with current buyer feedback? And how certain am I that my home is positioned correctly. If you are open-minded, I will give you the honest version, not the sugar-coated version, not the let's just try it and pray version, the real version. What needs to be fixed and what can be left alone. What strategy gives you the best shot? And who do you know who's thinking about selling in Central Arkansas? Send them this before they donate money to the market by guessing wrong. The good news is that every one of these things is fixable before the home becomes stale. And this is what I'm dealing with every day in Central Arkansas. Sellers want the best result. I want that too. But the best result does not come from hope, ego, or let's just see what happens. It comes from strategy. So if you're thinking about buying or selling in Little Rock, West Little Rock, Bryant, Benton, Maumelle, North Little Rock, Sherwood, Cabot, Conway, or anywhere in Central Arkansas, reach out. I will give you the honest version of what your home needs, what buyers are likely to notice, and what strategy gives you the best shot at selling. Send me your address or neighborhood you are in, and I will help you think through what buyers are likely to see, what matters before listing, and how to avoid the mistakes that make good homes sit. I'm Andrew Gresham with Keller Williams Realty here in Central Arkansas, and I am honored to bring you this channel where we talk about the things that matter most. Like, follow, subscribe, hit that like button, leave a comment. Let's get into it next week. We'll see you then. Thinking about relocating to Central Arkansas? Well, I've got just the thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research, and I've linked it down below. From top employers, the best hospitals, and a boatload of other things that you need to know before making the move, the best part is this guide is 100% free. That's right, you heard me. 100% free. Just click the link in the description or the top pinned comment. Hope that helps.